throwing Tyler on Friday, you have 3 capable guys, but he's the junior. What's the thought process into putting him on?
I don't know if there was a whole lot of thought, but I mean, I think he probably answered that question. He's a junior, and all those guys are capable of pitching on Friday. So, obviously, you got to make a decision. We'll just go with Tyler tomorrow night.
And then Jack and Mace, what's the Saturday, Sunday?
I don't think there's any separation really, to be honest with you. Things could change. I mean, but right now, like I said, we'll throw Tommy out there Saturday and Jack on Sunday. I don't think there's any separation really between all 3 of them.
Obviously, you're expecting a little something different out of McConnell last year with the injury that happened to him, and he said they could never figure out quite what it was. How frustrating was that for him and for you guys not being able to get?
Well, I'm sure it was frustrating for him, but for us, there's not much we could do. I mean, just it was in the trainer's hands. He saw a couple different doctors, and it's unfortunate, but he's been great the whole fall. He's been great this spring, so I think he's moved on from that, and he's obviously 100% now.
You talked about this team. It's 2 seniors is probably a lot for you. You had 2 last year, but it's mainly freshmen and sophomores. What do you expect early, and how do you expect the team to grow and mature throughout the year?
Yeah, I think, I've said this before, I think there's probably going to be some growing pains along the way and some learning experiences. And, I was looking at our pitch, and our whole bullpen basically is freshmen. I mean, other than Butler and Hunter McMullen, and, we had JC transferred, with Alan Toff. But other than that, they're all freshmen. And we talked the other day, I looked on the board, I think I counted like 18 freshman All-Americans since 2008, last 11 years, and they're all capable. We've played freshmen before, and we'll obviously do it again this year. But we're going to need a couple of those guys to step up for sure. And we'll start a couple of guys in the corner, in the infield, freshmen, and obviously Fabian will be in center field. So we're young, but we're talented, and but there's going to be a learning curve, and they're going to have to learn from some mistakes early on. But I fully expect if we stay healthy and we progress like we normally do, we got a chance to be a pretty good team at the end of the year.
For getting back to Brady, does it feel like he's a freshman, or does that 1 year just being around the program?
No, I don't. He doesn't seem like a freshman to me. I think just being around and seeing it, and sometimes you learn a lot, by just sitting back and watching. And sometimes those injuries are, obviously you don't want to be, lose a whole year, but sometimes you kind of, sit on this side of the fence and kind of look at things and kind of reflect a little bit and maybe have a different outlook on things. And I think he's probably learned a lot last year.
You guys didn't redshirt him or ask for a redshirt?
He's not going to be around anyway, so it don't matter. I don't expect him to be around 5 years. He's actually draft eligible this year.
Oh, he is?
A sophomore, yeah. So
you have to get that out of his head already, right?
Well, yeah, we haven't really talked about it. I think he's just excited to play. I don't think the draft is an issue with him. I just think he's just, glad he's 100% healthy, and he had his struggles a little bit in the fall, but when he came back in January, he's been a totally different player.
Did he struggle hitting, or?
I think just I think he was just probably trying to do too much, a little bit of everything. He's trying to cram. He missed a whole year, so he's trying to cram everything into a 6-week period in the fall, and I think he went home, and we had a couple, some really good talks before he left, and he came back, and his mind's been clear. He's been focused, and like I said, he's, offensively he's always been, really good, but I think his defense is what's really taking shape here, and he's kind of made some big strides that way.
You mentioned earlier how he was talking with you about slowing the game down. What exactly goes into that when you talk with him about slowing the game down?
Well, specifically defensively, we talked about, I think Nolan Fontana was probably the best we've had, and we've had some really good shortstops as far as separating the catch and the throw. I think his exchange sometimes is a little bit quick. He'd overrun some balls, but now he's keeping the ball on the left side of his body, and like I said, he's securing the ball, and then obviously, his arm has been really accurate. So he's not trying to do everything all at one time.
Really only a ton of arms, really only 2 left-handers. How do you kind of work those 2 out and not have to rely so much on Jordan Butler?
We're going to need Devin to help us, that's for sure. But if you look back in 17, we had Horvath in center field, and Andrew Baker. We didn't have a whole lot of lefties there either. The good thing is all 3 of our stars got good changeups. The freshmen have all got a feel for their secondary pitches. So, I'd love to have a couple more left-handers in the pen, but at the end of the day, you got to go with what you got.
What do you see from this Long Beach State team coming in?
Typical West Coast type team. A lot of different bunt defenses. A lot of hit and runs early in the count. 0-0, 1-0, 2-1. A lot of drag and push. They'll even drag with a runner at third with 2 outs, so you got to be on your toes. A lot of false breaks at first base. I mean, there's some stuff that we might not see, week in and week out, in SEC, but certainly is going to, prepare us moving forward. But it's just a different type of game. But they'll push, they'll push the issue offensively. We got to do a good job of limiting, leadoff walks, that type of thing that gets their offense going. But it'd be a good challenge for us.
Three lefties.
Three lefties. I looked at their team. I probably have about 6 or 7 lefties. Got 2 or 3 more in the bullpen. So it'll be a good challenge for us. There's no question.
What's been your message just to the freshmen and maybe from some of the older guys to the freshmen preparing for opening night and first weekend?
We just had a staff meeting where we were talking about that. I don't know. I wish there was something you could say to kind of, calm the nerves a little bit, or keep them more in check, or the emotions more in check. But it's opening night. I mean, I don't think there's much you could say to kind of ease their minds. Everybody's excited. I think it even happens at the big league level. Fans are excited, the umpires are excited, the coaches are excited. I mean, there's really nothing that you can do or say to kind of prepare them for that. You just hope that a couple guys string some hits together and we kind of loosen up a little bit. And I think that's probably the most important thing.
You've done it for more than a decade now. Do you still get that same opening night?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I mean, this off season, it seemed like it went pretty quick. To be honest with you, sometimes it seems long, but I think having all these new faces and a huge turnover, in our roster, I think it's been a different fall and a different spring because of so many new faces, and obviously getting Judd and Nolan to come in January. It's been fun. It's been fun. Last year we kind of knew our lineup, kind of knew the pitching rotation, back in the fall. But there's been some guys that have had to earn, their jobs, and there's been a lot more coaching going on in the fall, because we've had so many new faces.